Watched Lane for the first time like 2 months ago, and confusing.
And you don't seem to understand. A shame you seemed an honest man. And all
This show was one of those oldies that I've been meaning to watch for many years, and I finally got to it. Not gonna lie, watching those Lane edits on TikTok definitely had an influence on me watching this show as recently as I did. And this song, really this whole album, really all of Tokyo Pill's entire discography definitely had an influence. I was confused from damn near the very beginning, but this show makes you feel like it'll all make sense eventually, so I was like, shit, keep watching. It's times like this the 3-episode rule is vital. Sometimes you just gotta let shit cook a little. But Lane starts out as just a normal girl in the late 90s. Normal but antisocial, and she's hella out of touch with the internet because it's 1998 and people are just now starting to get family computers and texting and email and all of that. AOL, but niggas was really using AOL. And Lane's dad is like, hey, let me get you a brand new MacBook. And this is when Lane discovers the wonders and horrors of the World Wide Web, aka The Wired. Tokyo Pill being my first introduction into this show is kind of funny, I can't lie, because most of their songs are named after stuff from this show. So whenever I seen like a new reference on screen, I was like, yo, it's just like the song. I imagine it's something like seeing Thanos and being like, yo, it's a nigga from Fortnite. But anyway, Lane discovers the internet and starts becoming more social, and she's like communicating with strangers online, which is kind of crazy, I can't lie. But hey, we all been there, I guess.
Nigga, no.
She also has a few IRL friends, most of which are kinda dickheads to her, except Alice. Alice is a real one. Shout out Alice. Alice invites Lane to pop out to Club Siberia, which is like the new poppin' club for all of the youth to come and turn up. These niggas are like 14 max, so hanging out at the club is kinda crazy. But hey, it's the 90s. I don't know what you niggas were getting into. But Alice and the others swear they seen Lane at Club Siberia the night before. Except she wasn't acting like the normal antisocial, sheltered Lane that they know. This lookalike was mega extroverted and everyone loved her immediately. So they pull up to Club Siberia and a bunch of crazy shit happen. Niggas die. It's proper wild. I'm not trying to summarize this whole show though, because then this video gonna be like 30 minutes, and we're not doing that. But the main point here is that people keep recognizing Lane, and Lane is like, I just simply wasn't there. What are you talking about? What are you on about? As the show goes on, she gets more and more connected to The Wired, and she becomes just like you niggas. Chronically online. Look at her setup. She hasn't touched grass in months. Look. I understand. We all in the same boat. Except me. I'm clean. I shower. We outside all summer. Oh, also, one thing I forgot to mention, Feds is watching her at all times. That's kind of strange. All of this stuff about the show, I understand. But where shit starts to get confusing to me is when they introduce God. But he's also not God. And Lane is God. And her parents were never actually her parents. But then what about her sister? She was a normal person at the start of the show. And then after a series of weird Lane related events, she kinda yeah. But was Lane's sister also Feds? Like, I don't really quite remember how her story wrapped up at all. I remember her parents. Well, I remember her dad pulling up on her on Lane and being like, yo, I'm out. I'm assuming Lane's mom went with him wherever they were. They were both federal. But Lane's sister never got a conclusion as far as I remember. But there's a Lane in the World Wide Web without a body, and there's an IRL Lane with a body. and Internet Lane starts fucking up IRL Lane's life to the point where it actually becomes a real problem for her. But I don't really remember how all of that gets resolved because I was still very confused. Granted, I was significantly less confused than I was compared to the start of the show, but at the end of the series, Lane ends up pulling a Monica and kind of resets everything with her god powers, and the homie Alice gets to be happy and grow up, but Lane is forever a child and also God, but she seems pretty okay with it now. What I do appreciate about this show is that it predicted what the internet would become to us here in the future. The internet slowly swallowed everything and everyone's attention. It really is like a whole other world that just exists in your pocket at all times. But I think it's kind of neat, not gonna lie. I think it's kind of cool. Just don't let it consume you. Which, I mean, I guess is really easier said than done. I wake up and doom scroll. You wake up and doom scroll. You probably doom scroll before you go to bed. Shit. I don't always do that, but sometimes I do. I can't even lie to you.